Far from the carefully crafted images seen on screen, many of the top Hollywood actresses displayed a complete lack of self-restraint, especially when it came to love, desire, and scandal. Their personal lives were filled with multiple marriages, passionate affairs, and restless pursuits of pleasure that frequently defied the social norms of their time. Before the era of paparazzi and social media, these women's reckless behaviors sparked whispered rumors, shocked fans, and sometimes even ignited public scandals. From the silver screen sirens to box office legends, their stories reveal a side of Hollywood where self-control was often sacrificed for the thrill of romance and notoriety. Today, we will take a look into the lives of 17 old Hollywood actresses whose passion made them unforgettable, not just for their talent, but for their wild and uncontrollable hearts. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor's love life was legendary, marked by intense romances, scandalous affairs, and 8 marriages to 7 different men. She married her first husband, hotel heir Conrad Nicky Hilton, at just 18. The marriage ended within a year due to Hilton's abusive behavior. Her second husband, actor Michael Wilding, was 20 years her senior and the father of her first 2 children. Their marriage lasted 5 years. Her third husband, producer Mike Todd, died in a tragic plane crash in 1958. Stricken with grief, Taylor soon entered a controversial relationship with singer Eddie Fisher, who was married to her close friend, actress Debbie Reynolds. The affair led to widespread public backlash and ended in marriage, though Taylor later referred to it as a mistake. Taylor's most passionate and volatile relationship was with actor Richard Burton. Their affair began on the set of Cleopatra while both were married to others. Their relationship made global headlines and was condemned by the Vatican as erotic vagrancy. They married in 1964, divorced a decade later, remarried briefly in 1975, and divorced again. Later, she married U.S. Senator John Warner and construction worker Larry Fortensky. Though often rumored to have had an affair with President John F. Kennedy, Taylor denied it. However, reports indicate Jackie Kennedy harbored suspicions and dislike for her. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe's romantic life was as captivating as her cinematic presence, marked by 3 marriages and numerous rumored affairs. At 16, she married James Dougherty, a 21-year-old police officer. This union, more of a necessity than a love match, provided stability during her tumultuous youth. However, as Monroe's modeling and acting aspirations grew, the marriage dissolved in 1946. Her second marriage was to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio in 1954. Their relationship was intense, but fraught with challenges. DiMaggio's discomfort with Monroe's public image and her iconic scene in The 7-Year Itch strained their bond, leading to a divorce after just 9 months. Despite their separation, DiMaggio remained a steadfast presence in Monroe's life, famously sending roses to her grave for years after her death. In 1956, Monroe wed playwright Arthur Miller. Their marriage represented a union of Hollywood glamour and literary intellect. However, differing lifestyles and Monroe's personal struggles, including miscarriages and Miller's alleged infidelities, led to their divorce in 1961. Beyond her marriages, Monroe's alleged affair with President John F. Kennedy remains one of the most discussed aspects of her personal life. Her sultry rendition of Happy Birthday to JFK in 1962 fueled speculations about their relationship. While concrete evidence remains elusive, the event has become emblematic of Monroe's enigmatic allure and her connections to powerful figures. Rita Hworth. Rita Hworth, dubbed the love goddess of the 1940s, captivated audiences with her beauty and talent. However, her personal life was marked by a series of tumultuous relationships and impulsive decisions. Her first marriage was to Edward Judson, a man 22 years her senior, who played a significant role in shaping her early career. Judson reportedly pressured Hworth into relationships with studio executives to advance her career, leading to a marriage that was more strategic than romantic. This union ended in divorce as Hworth sought autonomy over her life and career. In 1943, she married the renowned director Orson Welles. Their marriage was passionate but fraught with challenges, including Welles's financial irresponsibility and infidelity. Hworth filed for divorce in 1947, citing emotional neglect. Hworth's third marriage was to Prince Ali Khan in 1949, making her a princess. However, Kahn's infidelities and the pressures of royal life led to their separation in 1951. Her subsequent marriages to singer Dick Haymes and producer James Hill also ended in divorce, with both relationships marred by instability and discord. Beyond her marriages, Hworth was linked to several high-profile men, including actors Anthony Quinn and Kirk Douglas. These relationships, often brief and intense, further highlighted her pattern of seeking love and validation, sometimes at the expense of her well-being. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner's romantic escapades, marked by impulsivity and passion, often overshadowed her cinematic achievements. Gardner's first marriage was to actor Mickey Rooney in 1942, which ended within a year due to his infidelities and gambling habits. She then married bandleader Artie Shaw in 1945, a union that lasted only a year, with Gardner later describing it as emotionally draining. Her third and most publicized marriage was to singer Frank Sinatra in 1951. Their relationship was intense and volatile, characterized by mutual jealousy and frequent separations. Gardner once remarked that she stayed with Sinatra for his sexual prowess, highlighting the physical intensity of their bond. Despite their divorce in 1957, they remained close until her death. Beyond her marriages, Gardner's love life was a tapestry of high-profile affairs. She had a long-standing relationship with billionaire Howard Hughes, who was both enamored and frustrated by her independence. Gardner also had liaisons with director John Huston, actor George C. Scott, and reportedly with political figures like John F. Kennedy. Her affair with bullfighter Luis Miguel Dominguez was emblematic of her attraction to dangerous, charismatic men. Marlene Dietrich. Known for her androgynous style and open bisexuality, Marlene Dietrich's romantic relationships were numerous and often defied societal norms. In 1923, Dietrich married assistant director Rudolf Sieber. Though they remained legally married until his death in 1976, their relationship was open, allowing both to pursue other partners. Dietrich's affairs spanned both genders and included notable figures such as actors Gary Cooper, James Stewart, and Yul Brynner, writer Eric Maria Remarque, French actor Jean Gabin, and Cuban-American writer Mercedes de Acosta. She was also rumored to have had liaisons with Burt Lancaster, Marilyn Monroe, Judy Garland, and George S. Patton. Her daughter, Maria Riva, noted that Dietrich found her relationships with women more emotionally satisfying, while those with men were often strategic or for control. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead's life was characterized by a well-known lack of self-restraint, clearly reflected in both her outspoken remarks and public conduct. She openly claimed to have had sexual encounters with over 5,000 individuals, including both men and women, and referred to herself as ambisextrous. Her affairs reportedly included notable figures such as Greta Garbo, Joan Crawford, and Billie Holiday. Bankhead's impulsivity extended beyond her sexual life. She was known for her excessive substance use, reportedly consuming 2 bottles of Old Grandad whiskey and smoking up to 120 cigarettes daily. She also used drugs like cocaine, opium, and marijuana, once quipping, "Cocaine isn't habit-forming, darling. I should know. I've been taking it for years." Her exhibitionist tendencies were equally pronounced. Bankhead often greeted guests at her Mayfair flat in the nude and performed on stage without undergarments, leading to public walkouts during performances. She also made a habit of revealing her nude body in public settings, such as lifting her dress to display gold-powdered pubic hair on a Hollywood studio lot. Bankhead's hedonistic lifestyle attracted the attention of authorities. In the 1950s, MI5 investigated allegations that she had seduced underage boys at Eton College, though no evidence was found, partly due to a lack of cooperation from the school's headmaster. Her lack of self-restraint ultimately impacted her career. By the late 1940s, her substance abuse and erratic behavior had led to a decline in professional opportunities, with critics noting that she had become a self-caricature. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman's personal life was marked by a notable lack of self-control, particularly evident in her extramarital affair with Italian director Roberto Rossellini. While married to neurosurgeon Peter Lindstrom, Bergman initiated a relationship with Rossellini during the filming of Stromboli in 1949. This affair led to the birth of their son, Renato Roberto Giusto Giuseppe, on February 2, 1950, just days before Bergman finalized her divorce from Lindstrom and married Rossellini by proxy in Mexico on May 24, 1950. The scandal ignited widespread condemnation in the United States. Senator Edwin C. Johnson of Colorado denounced Bergman on the Senate floor, labeling her a powerful influence for evil and proposing a licensing system for performers to prevent such scandalous personal behavior. Religious groups and women's organizations called for bans on her films, and she received a deluge of hate mail, with some letters branding her a dirty prostitute and accusing her of abandoning her daughter. Bergman's relationship with Rossellini further exemplified her impulsive behavior. Rossellini, who was also married at the time, divorced his wife to marry Bergman. However, their marriage was tumultuous. Rossellini was possessive and restricted Bergman's professional opportunities, forbidding her from working with other directors for several years. Their union produced twin daughters, Isotta and Isabella, in 1952. The marriage ultimately ended in 1957 after Rossellini's affair with Indian screenwriter Sonali Dasgupta. The repercussions of Bergman's actions were profound. She was effectively exiled from Hollywood for nearly a decade, unable to find work in the United States, and separated from her daughter Pia, whom she did not see for 7 years. It wasn't until 1972 that the U.S. Senate formally apologized for its previous condemnation, acknowledging the undue personal and professional persecution she endured. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor's personal life was characterized by a pronounced lack of self-control, particularly in her romantic and sexual relationships. She was married 9 times, with several unions ending in divorce or annulment shortly after commencement. Notably, her 8th marriage to Felipe de Alba was annulled after just 1 day. Gabor openly acknowledged her affinity for men, stating, "Men have always liked me, and I have always liked men." Her relationships often overlapped, and she was known for engaging in affairs with influential figures. She claimed to have had sexual encounters with her stepson, Nicky Hilton, and with Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, the founder of modern Turkey. Additionally, she was romantically linked to Dominican diplomat Porfirio Rubirosa, and actor Sean Connery. Gabor's marriages were frequently to wealthy and prominent men, including hotel magnate Conrad Hilton and actor George Sanders. Her approach to relationships was often transactional, as evidenced by her quip, "I am a marvelous housekeeper. Every time I leave a man, I keep his house." Her flamboyant lifestyle and candid discussions about her love life kept her in the public eye, overshadowing her acting career. Gabor's pattern of impulsive romantic decisions and multiple marriages exemplify a broader theme of indulgence and a lack of restraint in her personal life. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's personal life was defined by a series of passionate and unstable romantic relationships, indicating a tendency toward impulsiveness in her love life. She was married 8 times to 7 different men, with some unions lasting mere months. Her first marriage to bandleader Artie Shaw in 1940 was a spontaneous decision after a brief acquaintance, ending in divorce within 4 months. Turner later revealed that Shaw was emotionally abusive, and she underwent an abortion during their marriage under pressure from studio executives. Beyond her marriages, Turner engaged in numerous high-profile affairs with Hollywood's leading men, including Frank Sinatra, Tyrone Power, Howard Hughes, Robert Taylor, Mickey Rooney, and Clark Gable. Her relationship with Gable reportedly began during the filming of Somewhere I'll Find You in 1942, while he was still married to Carole Lombard. These liaisons often overlapped and were characterized by their intensity and brevity. Turner's most notorious relationship was with Johnny Stompanato, a known associate of mobster Mickey Cohen. Their affair was marked by violence and volatility. In 1958, Turner's 14-year-old daughter, Cheryl Crane, fatally stabbed Stompanato during a domestic altercation, claiming to protect her mother from abuse. The incident led to a highly publicized trial where the killing was ruled a justifiable homicide. Turner's pattern of impulsive romantic decisions and multiple marriages exemplifies a broader theme of indulgence and a lack of restraint in her personal life. Judy Garland. Judy Garland was married 5 times, and each union was characterized by instability and emotional turbulence. Her first marriage to composer David Rose in 1941 occurred when she was just 19. The relationship was fraught with issues, including a coerced abortion and interference from MGM studio executives who disapproved of the union. Garland also had a brief affair with songwriter Johnny Mercer during this period. In 1945, Garland married director Vincente Minnelli, with whom she had a daughter, Liza Minnelli. Their marriage was troubled, Garland discovered Minnelli's infidelity with a man, leading to their divorce in 1951. During this time, she also had an affair with actor Orson Welles. Her third marriage to producer Sid Luft in 1952 was both professionally and personally significant. Luft managed her career resurgence, but their relationship was marred by Garland's substance abuse and allegations of domestic violence. They had 2 children, Lorna and Joey, before divorcing in 1965. Garland's 4th marriage to actor Mark Herron in 1965 was short-lived, ending in divorce amid claims of physical abuse. Herron later revealed he had a long-term relationship with actor Henry Brandon. Her final marriage was to musician Mickey Deans in 1969. They met when Deans delivered amphetamines to her hotel room, and their relationship was characterized by codependency and substance abuse. Garland died 3 months after their wedding from an accidental overdose. Beyond her marriages, Garland was rumored to have had affairs with several prominent figures, including Tyrone Power, Marilyn Monroe, Katharine Hepburn, Marlene Dietrich, Joan Crawford, and Orson Welles. These relationships, often overlapping and intense, underscore the pattern of impulsive and self-destructive behavior that permeated her personal life. Clara Bo. Clara Bo, the original it girl of 1920s Hollywood, was renowned for her uninhibited sexuality and a personal life marked by impulsive romantic entanglements. Her off-screen affairs were as sensational as her on-screen performances, often involving multiple partners simultaneously. Bo's romantic liaisons included prominent figures such as actors Gary Cooper, Bela Lugosi, and John Wayne, as well as director Victor Fleming. Notably, she maintained concurrent relationships, engaging with Cooper while engaged to Gilbert Roland, and simultaneously seeing Fleming. Her involvement with producer Howard Hughes further exemplified her pattern of high-profile affairs. These relationships were frequently publicized, fueling gossip and scandals. The media's fascination with Bo's personal life led to widespread speculation and sensationalism. An assistant once circulated a pamphlet detailing lurid stories of her relationships, contributing to her tarnished reputation. Rumors abounded, including a notorious, though unfounded, claim of an affair with the entire University of Southern California football team. Such allegations, whether true or not, amplified her image as a woman lacking sexual restraint. Despite the tumultuous nature of her romantic life, Bo married only once, to actor Rex Bell in 1931. Following their marriage, she withdrew from the Hollywood spotlight, seeking a quieter existence away from the relentless scrutiny that had plagued her career. Heddy Lamar. Heddy Lamar's personal life was marked by a series of impulsive and tumultuous relationships, reflecting a lack of self-control in her romantic affairs. She was married 6 times, each union characterized by instability and emotional turbulence. Her first marriage to Austrian arms dealer Friedrich Mandl in 1933 was marked by his controlling nature, prompting Lamar to flee to Paris and eventually to Hollywood. In 1939, she married screenwriter and producer Gene Markey. Their union lasted until 1941. Lamar's third marriage to actor John Loder in 1943 resulted in 2 children and lasted until 1947. She subsequently married bandleader Teddy Stauffer in 1951, divorcing a year later. Her 5th marriage to Texas oilman W. Howard Lee in 1953 ended in divorce in 1960. Her final marriage to attorney Louis J. Boys in 1963 lasted until 1965. Beyond her marriages, Lamar engaged in numerous high-profile affairs, including relationships with aviation tycoon Howard Hughes, actor John Garfield, and singer Eddie Fisher. Her early film career also stirred controversy. In the 1933 Czech film Ecstasy, she appeared nude and simulated an orgasm, a scene that was groundbreaking and scandalous for its time. Lamar's pattern of impulsive romantic decisions and multiple marriages exemplifies a broader theme of indulgence and a lack of restraint in her personal life. Her tumultuous relationships and the scandals that ensued often overshadowed her acting career, cementing her legacy as both a Hollywood icon and a figure of personal controversy. Bette Davis. Bette Davis's personal life was marked by a series of passionate and tumultuous relationships, reflecting a pattern of impulsive romantic decisions. She was married 4 times, each union characterized by instability and emotional turbulence. Her first marriage to bandleader Harmon Oscar Nelson in 1932 ended in divorce in 1938, reportedly due to Davis's focus on her career and alleged infidelities. In 1940, she married businessman Arthur Farnsworth, who died unexpectedly in 1943. Her third marriage to artist William Grant Sherry in 1945 produced her only biological child, Barbara, but ended in divorce in 1950 amid reports of domestic discord. Later that year, Davis married actor Gary Merrill, her co-star in All About Eve. The couple adopted 2 children but divorced in 1960, with Davis citing Merrill's abusive behavior and alcoholism as contributing factors. Beyond her marriages, Davis engaged in several high-profile affairs. Notably, she had a passionate relationship with actor George Brent, her frequent co-star, during the filming of Dark Victory in 1939. Brent reportedly proposed marriage, but Davis declined. She was also rumored to have had affairs with director William Wyler and actor Howard Hughes, among others. Davis was candid about her desires and needs, often expressing views that challenged societal norms of her time. She once remarked, "It is true that I never should have married, but I didn't want to live without a man. Brought up to respect the conventions, love had to end in marriage. I'm afraid it did." Such statements highlighted her acknowledgement of the complexities and contradictions in her personal life. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford's personal life was marked by a pronounced lack of self-restraint in matters of romance and sexuality, reflecting her relentless pursuit of passionate relationships. She was married 4 times, each marriage often shadowed by infidelity and emotional upheaval. Her first marriage to actor Douglas Fairbanks Jr., now in 1929, ended in divorce in 1933. Amid rumors of Crawford's numerous affairs during their union. Her subsequent marriages to actor Franchot Tone from 1935 to 1939, businessman Alfred Steele from 1945 to 1959, and PepsiCo executive Alfred Steele until his death, were also marked by complicated romantic dynamics and extramarital tensions. Most notably, Crawford engaged in a decades-long on-again, off-again affair with Clark Gable throughout the 1930s and 40s. This relationship, one of Hollywood's most famous, was kept relatively discreet publicly, but was an open secret among their contemporaries. Despite Crawford's efforts to downplay the scandal, friends and insiders confirmed that the intensity and longevity of their bond were significant. Their affair was characterized by secrecy, passion, and repeated reconciliations, demonstrating Crawford's difficulty in maintaining conventional relationship boundaries. Crawford's relentless romantic pursuits were accompanied by numerous reported liaisons with other actors and prominent figures in Hollywood, illustrating a pattern of impulsive and intense attachments. Her personal relationships often blended with her professional life, contributing to her reputation as a glamorous but volatile figure who struggled with restraint in her emotional and sexual life. Mamie Van Doran. Mamie Van Doran's personal life showed a clear lack of control in her romantic choices, which added to her image as a bold and daring Hollywood sex symbol of the 1950s. Throughout her career, Van Doran married 5 times, with each marriage reflecting a pattern of instability and impulsiveness. Her first marriage was to Jack Newman in 1948, which lasted only a few years. She subsequently married actor and director William Reynolds in 1955, a union that ended in divorce after a short period. Later marriages to Ray Anthony, Billy Daniels, and finally to Harold R. Thompson, each similarly demonstrated recurring cycles of passion, discord, and separation. Beyond her multiple marriages, Van Doran was widely reported to have had numerous intimate affairs with prominent Hollywood actors and personalities. This active romantic life, often conducted alongside her public persona as a sultry blonde bombshell, contributed to her reputation as one of the era's most notorious sex symbols. She openly embraced and capitalized on this image, frequently discussing her romantic escapades and sensuality in interviews, which at the time challenged conventional expectations of female restraint. Van Doran's serial relationships and multiple marriages exemplify a lack of long-term romantic stability, underscoring a pattern of impulsive emotional and sexual indulgence. Her willingness to engage in numerous affairs while maintaining a provocative public image highlighted a deliberate rejection of traditional norms governing women's behavior in mid-20th century Hollywood. This persistent inability or unwillingness to control her romantic and sexual life reinforced Van Doran's celebrity persona, but also kept her private life in constant flux, characterized by repeated cycles of passionate involvement and breakdown. Brigitte Bardot. Brigitte Bardot's personal life also showed a complete lack of restraint in romantic and sexual relationships, contributing to her reputation as one of the most liberated and controversial figures of her era. Throughout her early career, Bardot engaged in several high-profile love affairs that drew significant public and media attention. Her relationships with notable figures such as actor Jean-Louis Trintignant and musician Gilbert Bécaud were emblematic of her uninhibited approach to romance, often characterized by intense passion and public fascination. Bardot married 4 times, with each marriage reflecting the volatility and instability that accompanied her highly charged personal life. Her first marriage to actor Roger Vadim, who played a major role in shaping her early film career and public image, ended in divorce after a few years amid rumors of infidelity and emotional discord. She subsequently married Jacques Charrier, with whom she had a son, but their marriage also ended due to personal and professional conflicts linked to Bardot's lifestyle. Her third and fourth marriages to German businessman Günter Sachs and photographer Bernard Dormael, respectively, continued to mirror the challenges of maintaining long-term romantic commitments amidst her free-spirited and often rebellious persona. Bardot's serial marriages and high-profile affairs underscored a pattern of emotional impulsivity and a resistance to conventional relationship norms. Her candidness about her romantic life and sexuality was groundbreaking at the time and often scandalized conservative segments of society. Bardot's lack of self-control in love and relationships was closely tied to her broader image as a symbol of sexual freedom, which both elevated her stardom and complicated her personal stability. Mae West. Known for her bold and provocative image, Mae West openly discussed her numerous lovers, refusing to conceal or downplay the extent of her romantic and sexual exploits. In interviews, she famously recounted having an amazingly long list of lovers, a statement that shocked and fascinated audiences at a time when female sexuality was heavily stigmatized. West's frank admission that she was every bit as licentious as rumored reinforced her reputation as a woman who lived unapologetically according to her desires. Despite a long-term relationship with Frank Wallace, West never married him, signaling a rejection of traditional relationship structures and social expectations. This choice underscored her independence and unwillingness to be constrained by conventional norms governing women's behavior, especially in matters of love and sex. Her numerous affairs and her public acknowledgement of them revealed a pattern of impulsive and unrestrained romantic engagements, often marked by passion rather than permanence. West's sexuality was not only a personal attribute but a calculated aspect of her celebrity, blurring the lines between her off-screen life and her theatrical performances. This fusion of persona and private life made her one of the most iconic and controversial figures in early Hollywood, renowned for pushing boundaries. West's lack of sexual restraint challenged societal conventions and opened doors for later generations of women to embrace their sexuality openly, though it also invited criticism and scandal during her lifetime. If these old Hollywood tales of untamed passion and impulsive choices surprised you, be sure to like and subscribe for more revealing stories from Hollywood's golden era. Have a favorite star or scandal you want us to uncover next? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating truths behind the legends.